Hello and welcome, my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Aquarius to full moon in Leo, looking at January 2020 into February 2020. I am your reader for the moment, at least Mark Angela Lyons Mal for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and damn skippy happy to be serving you tonight. Actually, I am taping this at after 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday night, trying to get these out before the new moon on Friday. Just to let you know, yes, new moon is on this Friday the 24th, but as I'm looking at my Llewellyn's Witches calendar, I'm realizing that even though it says the full moon is on Sunday the 9th, it is at 2, what is it, crazy? Something like 2:33 a.m. So if you're going to cast, if you're going to pray, if you're going to do your full moon stuff, you might want to do it Saturday night. If you want to catch it on the waxing side, just saying. I'm a witch, that's what I do. I keep my eye on that shit. So let's get down to your reading, shall we? First of all, if you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers so that I can monetize and do super live chat. And I promised my subscribers that once I get a couple over 1,000, just a little extra insurance there, I would do a little ditty called Junk Tarot once a month for the first couple of months. There's a link in the description box below. I think it's the first actual link called Clarifying Junk Tarot, explaining what that is, and it is my favorite video of 2019 that I did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing Junk Tarot just for shits and giggles for all of us. We'll have a good time with that. So do watch the video and please like and subscribe. Getting down to the official business of these What Do I Need readings, please do keep in mind this is a general reading. I'm doing sun, moon, and rising signs so that people can get different percentages of information depending upon. Like for myself, sometimes I'll watch one for Virgo because I'm a Virgo sun, but really it seems to be the Pisces moon, because I'm a Pisces moon. The Pisces reads are the ones that tend to speak a little bit more deeply, more intimately, but in terms of my emotional life, that would make sense, right? I'm going to feel the vibe a little bit more of those because I'm a Pisces moon, more intuitive. So keep in mind that what you're looking for in any reading is what's called energetic animation, which is either a, ooh, like turns you on, or like kicks you in the gut. That's, you know, an opposite end of the scale thing. That's your body telling you something. Pay attention to that, certainly. Doesn't necessarily mean just because it kicked you in the gut that it's true. It could be just telling you that it touches a sore spot inside of you, to pay attention to that. Otherwise, if a reading is just like like flatline, even if it makes sense intellectually, it's just sort of like meh, it's not your read. So so that's why I always do check your other signs if available, and that's why I always do at least sun, moon, rising for a zodiacal collective. I'll throw in Venus for relationship stuff. You get the deal. Cool, cool. That being said, this is a What Do I Need read. A little bit different from anything I've seen on YouTube as of yet. It's sort of like every day pulling an oracle card, like a card of the day. Oh, what is my card of the day? You could still do that, certainly, but try what do I need today is a little bit different. Like, can you feel that? What is my card of the day and what do I need today? You feel a difference of intensity. Why? Because you're bringing intention to it. What do I need on the spiritual path? It's essentially assuming, okay, I am a spirit, I am a soul that was chosen to incarnate in this human body with this human name to play this role, but I am eternal. So since I don't remember any of that, I'm going to ask the divine, in this case through divination systems, what do I need? What do I need to heal, to grow, to evolve, to learn, to move forward, to play the game wisely and well, right? And you can extrapolate on that for a while, but rather than just doing that for a card of the day, we're looking at a 2-week half moon cycle, right? From new moon to full moon, the waxing side of it, which is why the decks that I'm using are being used and the order in which they come out are being used. Every time I do a series, the divine is like, okay, now change this. Okay, now tweak that a little bit. So I think you'll like this. This seems to be a very neat way of doing it. So the last thing I always say before we officially begin the reading is to breathe. The more consciously we are focused in our breath, the more we are in the present moment. The more I'm in the present moment, the more energy I can tune myself into and get you more clarity. It takes a little practice, right? And also the breathing slows me down, so I'm not like a machine gun through the whole reading, which I can be. I am clairvoyant, empathic, but I am a speaker, so I translate everything into words, being highly verbal and clairaudient too. But if you're doing the same, you are tuning to the same still point where the divine resides. That's where the reading's coming from. So if you're tuning to it at the same time as I am, even though obviously we're in different times and spaces, the now is always the now. Source is always the source. Cool, cool? You with me? You do that, I'll do that, and let's see how we do. Let's have a look at what you need for this new moon in Aquarius to full moon in Leo. Nice deep breath, please. Find that still point. Exhale first. Here we go. We're going to start with Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the voices of the goddess. Half the feminine energy, right? Half the energy in the universe, the divine feminine energy. Because this is a lunar thing. We're talking new moon to full moon. So my goddesses, there you are, please. One card in clarity for this Sagittarius collective. Sun, moon, rising signs. What do they need? What do they need for this new moon in Aquarius to full moon in Leo? Please give us one tarot card, one Daughters of the Moon. Give us the story, what's going on for them in the archetypal picture for this new moon to full moon next January to February 2020. And a major arcana card. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised that a lot of these have been coming up major arcana. It is only one tarot card in a reading of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different decks, one card each. So really only 5 cards. They have been coming out a little major arcana-ish this time around. And here we have the card. It's called Shakti, the Life Dancer. But since she is sort of dancing in the card, it is an illusion, A-L-L-U-S-I-O, an illusion to the card of the world or the universe. It is the card of the world or the universe as Shakti dances between the world. She's closing up one world and opening the next, just as the card of the world would, indicating a cycle. Now, a Hindu goddess, you might want to look into Shakti, like Shaktipat and all that stuff, but Shakti, the life dancer, is that spiral of life, is that never-ending upward spiral of the divine and evolution and all of that kind of fun stuff. So just in a practical sense, that does speak of completions of cycles, but, you know, as soon as you complete a cycle, the next one begins. So within her is the universe in its beginnings and endings. But even tuning to this now, it's like there's some stuff that you Sagittarians have been working on, and I feel like you are going to be seeing some serious results of that stuff, not just in the physical, but in the emotional and mental as well. So let's have a look-see-dooksy at what that is all about. Now, this is what's different. We're doing this one first, so every other card will be clarifying this, which is good to start with the tarot that way, because tarot has so many different layers and levels and meanings and interpretations, what angle you come in on. Even with a very, very strong intuition, I am reading a zodiacal collective sun, moon, rising sign of hundreds of thousands of people. So let's see if we can get a little bit more theme for you within this. Nice deep breath as we turn to the angels. With the Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels Oracle Still Point. Oh, my angels, please, one card in clarity, your guidance and your grace for this Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising sign, for this new moon in January to full moon next in February 2020. Please, we've got a really big card here. Shakti, the life dancer, ain't no joke. That is the card of the universe. Really, really powerful card of major arcana cycle completion. So please, a card of clarity for my Saggy brothers and sisters here. Saggy, not saggy, Saggy, like Sagittarius. What you got? You know, surrender and release does make sense for the end of a cycle, right? If you're going to be at the end of the cycle, you go, oh, it's done. Right? For now, it's done. Now let's surrender, let's release, let's finish this last bit of erosion as we now prepare for what? Renewal. That's the moon cycle, right? This one we're picking up at new moon and going to full, and then we'll go from full to new again through dark moon into new. So this you would see more as the end of a cycle, obviously. This would be the dark moon before the new moon. But regardless of this particular lunar cycle with surrender and release, even though we are in the waxing side of this, keep that in mind, that there's something about, okay, the image that they're giving me is someone who's in a river and clutching to the sides, and the river's trying to move them somewhere they need to go, but they're sort of like going, kicking and screaming. The river's going to take them there anyway, so just go with it, right? Surrender and release. But we'll see what else comes for that, because that's really a waning moon thing, surrender and release, you'd think, like letting go, like I let go and let God, but you can do that every day, right? And there is such a thing as a active surrender, sort of like cleaning your house, right? You know, like the KonMari method, right? Just like going through and making it a process, so making room for the new to come in, but that it's not just sitting on the couch, I surrender to the divine. 5 days later, nothing's happened, right? Doesn't feel very Sagittarian to me, that's for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to take half of the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, which is the suit of healing, the suit of luck, and the suit of grace. The suit of problems, which is the other half, is up there somewhere. Oh, here they are. I have them hidden from view. Rah! We'll save those for other readings in the What Do I Need full moon to new moons. This is for waxing, right? This is for the waxing side. So we're going to look at what you need. Yeah, you need to surrender and release, to work with surrender and release, but these cards will give you either a piece of luck to focus on, like you need some luck, you need some healing, or you need some grace. So let's have a look-see-dooksy from the Ascended Masters. We're going to double dip with them with the last deck as well. So, nice full deep breath. Ooh. My masters. Please, one card in clarity for this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign. What do they need for this new moon to full moon next from January into February? Considering we've got Shakti the Life Dancer, a really big major arcana card. Not that any of them are small, but it is the last card in this the Fool's Journey, the Fool's Circle, the Fool's Cycle, before rebooting again at the 0, the Fool, and then the 1, the Magician. So a really interesting place to be. So please, with the angels talking surrender and release, my masters, a piece of luck, a piece of healing, or a piece of grace. What do the Sagittarians need this new moon to full moon next? Thank God. Laughter. So now surrender and release through laughter. That just lightens this up, which means this can be a very, very, very happy occasion. Yes, there is the, I want to say, the acerbic laughter of looking back and going, oh, what the fuck was I thinking? And maybe there's some in that too. And I've made a habit not to laugh at anybody else's tragedy but my own, because there are times where really once you learn something, the ridiculousness of what we have to go through to learn a spiritual lesson, right? There's that, oh, geez, the fuck, why didn't I know? And the divine comes in and says, because there was no other way, right? It couldn't have gone any other way. It had to play out that way so that you would learn this in a way you would never forget it, that now you can even laugh, which there's some forgiveness in there too. So maybe that's surrendering and releasing some of your non-characteristic seriousness, guilt, shame, or blame in all of that, with the surrender and release coming to the end of a cycle, or just kind of releasing the cycle with laughter and finding the joy and the humor in it, which is very Sagittarian. I have to say, I love my Saggies. I'm actually going to see one of my Sagittarian friends tomorrow while I'm running my errands. And it's always a pleasure to see him. Talk about gregarious. I love... well, y'all are ruled by Jupiter, which is Zeus, right? You know, jovial. Jove is the Roman name. Jupiter, Jove. By Jove, right? So what we're going to do now to clarify this a little bit more is we're going to use the Whispers of Love Oracle, which shown a little nip there. Sorry there. You don't mind, do you, Saggies? This is my sweatshirt. You can tell by what I'm wearing what the temperature is like in my condo in January, if the heat's up or not. So let's ask the higher selves of all involved, shall we? Again, nice deep breath. Ooh. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity. What does this Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Rising sign need for this new moon to full moon next? because that Shakti, the life dancer, that card of the universe, just staring at me. And with that surrender and release with laughter, I mean, that it's saying something, but can you give us a little guidance, a little grace for the Sagittarians, please? The higher selves of all involved. What do they need with this? What do they need to do? What do they need to focus on for this full moon in, new moon in Aquarius to full moon in Leo? What do they need, higher selves of all involved? Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. And that's what I love about this oracle. It's a little action-oriented. It's like, do this, right? You are limitless. There's nothing you can't do. Things like that. There's a lot of yang energy in this. I like this deck a lot. Express your love through your actions. Actions speak loudly. And maybe that's part of the completion, or maybe that's you lovingly releasing and letting go. Right? Surrender and release. You know, surrender has been seen as such a word of defeat until the spiritual community got a hold of this. Like, oh, surrender, I let go and let God, right? I let go and let God. Alcoholics Anonymous, right? 12-step stuff. But then the ego takes it over. It's like, well, I have to let go. I have to let go. I have to let go. The spiritual ego is just the ego that's learned spiritual language. And then it turns it around on you and makes it too serious, where it's like, okay, I still don't have what I want. So I surrender, I let go. Can I have my stuff now, right? And you end up beating yourself up. It doesn't work like that. Surrender is more like, all right, I accept I don't know what to do with this. Let the divine work through me. Do it on my behalf, right? I allow the universe to do this through me to make it the best that it can be for the well-being of all. And so it is, right? Let's rock on. And then you just sort of go with the flow that way, that you surrender to whatever shows up as a necessary part of the path. And then your actions speaking loudly in terms of acting on love. Express your love through your actions. Then it's more heart-centered, right? Because you're not... It could also be about surrendering the outcome through laughter. It's like, oh, who the hell cares? We're just going to reincarnate anyway. Let's just be as loving as we can and enjoy this ride, which is so Sagittarian, just saying. So with our fifth card, we are going to draw for you one of the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Adoring this deck so much, right? Got it in December, right before the holidays. They've been a part of my daily, and again, sort of like, what do I need? Like, what is the mantra I need for today? Has been consistently helpful. My lightsabers in cardboard form, cutting through the bullshit, which is what a mantra does. It's like it's a clarifying thing. It's not an affirmation. Affirmations are like trying to convince your subconscious mind of things, and there's some of that in here, I'm sure. But it's more about stating a soul truth, right? That's why so often you will find them in Sanskrit, right? Like Sanskrit mantras, these are in English, where it's sort of like running code through the nervous system, right? So that the soul can express its response to that truth, transforming you. Good way of saying that, I think. Let's see. So just like we had the Ascended Masters give us the card of laughter, they are going to give us the healing mantra for really half a moon cycle, new moon to full moon next for you, massages. So please, nice deep breath. Find the still point. There we go. My masters, please. One card in clarity for my Sagittarian brother and sisters, the sun, moon, rising signs for this new moon in Aquarius to full moon in Leo. Now, if it was one, I would have taken it. Gonna toss cards, just toss one. My masters, please. One for the Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising sign, please. What do they need for this new moon in Aquarius to full moon next in Leo? What is the healing mantra that they need the most? That would be the truly helpful, the most truly helpful, considering we've got the card of the universe, surrender, laughter, and actions speak loudly about expressing love. What is the mantra that they can use for this new moon to full moon next to help them do all of that? Discovering happiness, which goes really nicely with this card of laughter, as well as actions speak loudly. Discovering happiness. Now, on one side of the card is the name of the mantra. The mantra itself is on the other side. It's good to know the name of the mantra so I can look it up in the booklet, which I'm going to do. So, discovering happiness. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. I've had this like twice since I've gotten the deck. Once while I was away for the holidays in Saratoga, and once when I got home. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. And isn't there some surrender and release there? Feel that out. Like, I allow myself to be content exactly as I am, meaning that I don't have to change myself. I don't have to do anything radical. I can just allow myself to be. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Not that resting content like you're never going to do anything else, that perfection and wholeness of the still point. Let's get you what the book says, shall we? Discovering happiness. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. When happiness is discovered, you are inspired, excited, and passionate about the gift of being alive. There is a willingness to open your heart to the mystery of each moment, whether you're getting what you want or witnessing unexpected outcomes. And I'm kind of feeling that too, because it's the end of a cycle that you might just sort of have stuff kind of cropping up, sort of like at the end of a movie, the denouement, the bringing it all together. The discovery of happiness frees you from needing life to bring you more of this or less of that. The true joy of being yourself has dawned. All right. This mantra is ideal for facing disappointment, developing self-approval, and feeling fulfilled, which is what I think this is about. And yes, of course, there are going to be actions taking place. So I could see somebody even saying in a personal reading, it's like, well, how can both of those be true? I am surrendering, but actions speak loudly. But if you're coming from a place of love, oh, it's something that I do every morning. I surrender this day, right? You surrender the day to your higher power, Holy Spirit. Course of Miracles, there's a really great prayer. Dear God, please show me what you would have me do, where you'd have me go, what you would have me say, and to whom, right? It's a surrendering of the day. You do your best, right, to bring yourself into alignment with your highest good, your greatest joy. But at a certain point, at no point are we in control of the entire divine plan of the cosmic hologram of the quantum field. No. But what we can do is we can walk lightly, that we can allow ourselves to be content exactly as we are, surrender to, all right, whatever you want to do. And I am going to go not with that derisive, bitchy laughter. I'm going to go with the natural joviality of my life. And actions will speak loudly. Like, even when I talk about it all the time with my students, it's like I go to Stop and Shop, or like, it's not that far, it's like a mile from me, right? And I always make the cashiers laugh, or I thank them, or tell them what a great job they're doing and how much they're helping me, just to like be kind. But I always get a laugh out of them, unless they're having a really bad day. And you can tell when someone's open for business and when they're not that way, right? And particularly that we've got this card of the universe. It might also be, what I'm getting from this is to allow yourself to be content exactly as you are, because the cycle is completed. Chill, relax, be happy, laugh, put your feet up. That you're probably coming to a place, if not the end of the cycle, of a place of really fulfilling the manifestation of something from its renewal stage to its place of being established, like a new moon to a full moon. Breathe, rest, laugh, and then move into the surrender, allowing yourself to be content exactly as you are. Well, there you have it, my Saggies. The happiest one so far, I think, considering I've done all the previous ones of this series today. So I think this might be my last one for tonight. We'll see how I feel. But may the Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising signs be blessed with all that they need. This new moon to full moon next, to grow, to heal, to laugh, to learn, and to discover happiness for themselves, to allow themselves to be content exactly as they am, that the soul may activate no matter where they are in the cycles of renewal or erosion, waxing or waning, for the well-being of all. And so it is. May you all be blessed, my Sagittarian brothers and sisters. And please do like and subscribe, right? Help me get to my 1,000 subscribers so I can do what I'm going to do. And we got Drunk Tarot in the future anyway coming, so help me get there, will ya? Thank you so much for watching as always. But for now, my hunters, my Sagittarius asses, I love you so much. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.